Hey Otis, how are you?
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Fahrenheit Live 2020. What's going on, Anthony?
Not much. How was your summer?
My summer so far has been simply amazing. I'm still working from home, staying safe from this COVID-19, having virtual sex, and I'm saving money. So everything is simply amazing. How about you?
I think I'm doing just the opposite of you.
Oh, really? 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 Really?
Yeah, but that's none of your goddamn business. All
Okay.
right.
Well, sex, what you doing for sex? I'm having virtual sex.
I guess you call it digital sex.
It cost you any money?
Oh my God.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
virtual sex is cheaper. I just look at you, you look at me. Sometimes you just see me from the neck down. So it is what it is.
Well, I saw you more than the neck down a week ago, and you were looking goddamn good.
Yeah, you must have been in that other room I was in. I didn't know you was in there.
No, we ran out.
Oh, boy. I do have a type.
Oh.
Well, we are live right here at E3 Radio and Fahrenheit Live. Y'all make some noise. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Otis Mack, Chicago's heavy diva from 106.9 FM The Pulse, and you are?
I'm Anthony Galloway. I am the managing director of Lord Rustin Debates, and I kind of been running Fahrenheit Chicago for the past 5 years. So I'm very happy to be here.
You've been doing an excellent job, and due to the pandemic, we're not able to be outside like we normally are. We normally have a big festival out in the park with some celebrity other than myself, and we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time out in the park. But since we're quarantined, we're doing a Fahrenheit Live, and we're going to make it do what it do. Tonight, we got some great guests. We got some great artists, some great speakers, and some great honorees. Come on, Anthony.
We do. So on tonight's program, we have Dr. Ngozi Ezike. Dr. Ngozi Ezike is the director of the Illinois Department of Public Health, is a board-certified internist, pediatrician, and has been a part of our community for a very long time if you're in Chicago. She served at the Austin Health Center where she was the chief medical officer. I met her many years ago. I don't know if she remembered me, but she's on the program today. And then we also have Commissioner Allison Awadi. She is the commissioner of the Chicago Department of Public Health, and she previously served as the medical officer for the Department of Public Health and has done stuff with the CDC. So we're happy to have them on the program today.
And we also have vocalist Bernie Rain, baby. She's going to bless us with some super, super vocals. You're going to be blessed by that. And we have a couple honorees who will be honored tonight. So y'all sit back, relax, and have a wonderful time right here on Fahrenheit Live 2020. Get into it. So, Anthony, what have you been doing since?
Oh, there she is. Hey, Journey.
How y'all doing?
Is it her time yet?
It's a good time.
Hi, Journey. How are you?
I'll be better after I have my COVID shot of tequila.
I'm with you, baby. And I have my drink.
My lover's over here. She poured me up.
Okay, I got mine. My lover's not here. My lover died.
Your lover's virtual now, though.
My lover passed away.
I'm going to do that.
I wasn't sorry to hear the hell he had a good insurance, baby. And I was the beneficiary. But here's to you, Journey. Excuse my indulgence.
Excuse mine too. I didn't make me a cocktail.
But I have how he paying for that virtual sex, though.
Yeah, I love it. You save money.
You do what you got to do.
So, Journey, where are you at? You in California?
I am. I'm in Los Angeles. Sorry, boobs on the camera. Don't judge me.
No, we don't want none of those, baby. No, we don't want none of those.
I'm trying to see the top of the mohawk.
Yeah, we see it. We see it.
But yeah, no, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, so I've been out here about 6 years.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
Hey.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, so I see down in Los Angeles, they give you all stainless steel appliances with rental apartments. Come on, girl, come on.
That's new. That's new. They normally don't do that. You're lucky to
Oh,
get
they
a
just
prayer
started.
out here.
So
Okay.
Journey, real quick, as you jump into the program, could you tell us a little bit about your song as you lead us in?
Yeah, so this song is actually one of the first songs that I wrote. It's called Actions. And you know how you have that bad relationship where they tell you, I love you, but kind of negates everything. So their actions speak louder than words.
Nice. Well,
Wow.
thank you for joining the program.
Well, let me just go and say this. Journey is our next guest. She's Journey Rain. She's originally from Dallas, Texas. She's a native of Dallas. She now resides in LA. She moved to LA. She took that big jump to pursue her music career. She has collaborated with several artists and has song placement in her song has placement in top rated TV shows like Power. Really? Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on. We're happy to have you on our program tonight. Okay, we're happy to have you on our program tonight. So come on, let's sit back, y'all. Y'all make some joy. Real quick, Journey, you tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been singing.
So let my dad tell it. I started singing at age 4. I wrote a song. My nickname is Bird. So, and he will never let me forget this. So it goes, my name is Birdie. That was the first song I wrote. I was 4 years old. I never really wanted to pursue music because I was real big on Sister Act 2. And when Lauryn Hill mama said, singing don't pay the bills, so I was like, well, I got to do something else. So I ended up working in the restaurant industry and getting my undergraduate degree in restaurant management. And I studied abroad in Spain and spoke Spanish. And then when I turned 28, I was like, screw this. I want to do music. So
what restaurant did you work at? What
I
restaurant?
was manager at Papado.
Papado. Okay.
I love Papados, baby. I love Papa. Come on, baby.
I've never been to Papados actually.
What?
I'm sorry to hear that.
You got to get there. Every time we go back home, Lauren is like, I got to have some gumbo. So
I worked at Landry Seafood House. Landry's.
No, Papados is the
yeah,
teacher.
Okay.
It's pretty legit. But I used to sing happy birthday to people there, and they were like, you should pursue music. And I did. And I released an album, and then I moved out to LA. And now I do like some songwriting for music libraries who do TV and film placement. And I do demo singing. Because what I learned is that a lot of people in LA write, but they can't sing. So they'll hire me to sing their song.
Okay.
Breaks.
Okay, well, Jeremy, listen, thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. And tell us what inspired you. What inspired you as an artist, and what will you be singing tonight for our audience?
So I'm inspired by a lot of things. Really, relationships, love is one of the biggest inspirations, just because no matter what your orientation, everybody experiences those same things. So like we can all experience heartache, whether you are lesbian, gay, straight, bisexual, trans, like everybody. Love takes all for prisoners. Like it does not discriminate. And so a lot of my songs are like different experiences that I've had. Like this song, like I said, was the first one that I wrote because it was after like a kind of nasty breakup. So
I know how those go. I'm very good about the nasty breakup.
Listen, I don't have no nasty breakup because I've been doing virtual sex. I like it, honey.
It's a lot easier. I will say that.
Ain't no strings attached, baby. I don't know you. You don't know me. Send me your cash app. We make it do. What? So, Journey, tell us what you're going to be singing for us tonight.
I'm singing a song called Actions that I wrote, and I'm going to kind of like do a medley into a cover song that most people will know, but it's kind of a surprise. So you got to wait till I finish my song to hear the second one.
Okay, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen around the country, you all make welcome to the stage and make some noise for one of our guest artists tonight, all the way from LA. She's known as Journey Rain. Come on, Journey.
I need you here with me. I need your love, baby. You say you want us to be, but I'm not feeling what you mean. You stay out all night. I'm not gonna put up a fight. I know you wanna be heard, but actions speak louder than words. Words louder than words. Yeah. I look outside my window and I wait to see you. all alone. I know we need this space this time. We need it all to grow. I know I hurt you, but I'm hurting too, all the same. What am I supposed to do when you're to blame for all our pain? I need you here with me. I need your love, baby. You say you want us to be, but I'm not feeling what you mean. You stay out all night. I'm not gonna put up a fight. I know you wanna be heard, but actions speak louder than words. Words louder than words. It's really hard for me to watch you sliding from my grasp. I hope you can forgive for all the things we said and did in the past. I know I hurt you, but I'm hurting too, all the same. What am I supposed to do when we're to blame for all our pain? I need you here with me. I need your love, baby. You say you want us to be, but I'm not feeling what you mean. You stay out all night. I'm not gonna put up a fight. I know you wanna be heard, but actions speak louder than. See, I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special about that face. Even our emotions had an echo in so much space. Ooh, and when you're out there without a care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Well, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, probably. 'Cause I need you here with me. I need your love, baby. You say you want us to be, but I'm not feeling what you mean. You stay out all night. I'm not gonna put up a fight. I know you wanna be heard, but actions speak louder than words. I said actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. Come on, girl. That was Miss Journey Rain.
Thank you.
Y'all make some noise for Journey Rain all over the building. Journey, that was simply amazing. And I can definitely relate to that music. Action speak louder than words. You know, a lot of times we have people who are talkers and not doers. See, I'm more of a doer and not just a talker. You need to put those words in action because action speak louder than words. Y'all make some noise all over the building for Journey Rain right here on Fahrenheit 2020 Live. Thank you so much, Journey. Real quick before I let you go, tell the people how can they get in touch with you?
Well, my Cash App is.
Oh, there you go. Smart girl. Smart girl.
No, everything is Journey Rain. It's spelled JURNIRAYNE. YouTube Journey Rain, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. I'm probably on it. So everything is under Journey Rain. Cash App, Cash On, Journey Rain, Venmo at Journey Rain, PayPal, journeyrain@gmail.com. So everything is Journey Rain.
Are you on blackfish.com?
I can be, but that sounds made up.
No, sir. Girl, you gotta get on the blackfish.com. That's the site for the girls, honey.
I'm not trying to get broke up with, though.
Yeah, huh?
I'm not trying to get broke up with.
No, you're not. Well, okay, I forgot you married. Now, my sister Sophia McIntosh, she runs that site. But listen, it's the site you might, if the things go south, join Blackfish.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, everybody around the country, y'all make some noise right here on Fahrenheit Live 2020 E3 Radio for Miss Journey Rain. Thank you, Journey. Thank you, baby.
Wow, she was beautiful. I love her.
Oh, I loved her.
Yeah, I think I got a new artist.
Yes, listen, I'm so glad I selected her to perform tonight.
I don't think our EP would like that.
Okay, well, I'm glad your EP selected her. I like Journey Rain, and I want to see her again. And Journey, I want to tell you, if you're still listening, once this pandemic is over and we go back to our live outside festival, I'm going to throw your name in the bag, and maybe we can have her live on stage, Journey Rain and Teresa Griffin and some of the other artists that we normally bring in town for Fahrenheit Live Chicago.
Yes. So let's welcome to the program right now. I talked about them a little earlier. The director of the Illinois Department of Public Health, Dr. Ngozi Ezike.
Is she here?
She is here.
Hey, doctor.
At least that's the rumor I heard. Hey, Dr. Ezike.
Hey, Vicky.
And then I also want to bring on Commissioner Allison Arwadi. Hi, Commissioner.
Hi, Commissioner. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm simply amazing, and thank you so much for being a part of Fahrenheit Live 2020. Anthony, this is your baby. You take it away.
All right. Hey, Commissioner, I love the tree in the back and the
I'm just sorry I can't
doing it.
Commissioner, real quick. Listen, Commissioner, give that tree a little water. Give it a little water.
You're doing as well as the rest of the world's doing with COVID, you know.
Shade. Oh, special surprise.
Wait. Listen, I'm going to go because Antonio King, I love him to pieces, but he's real educated, so I'm going to leave.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get an intro. Okay, I've been sitting here a while. I couldn't get an intro.
I did not know you were going to be on the program.
How are you?
Of course he's going to be on the program.
Antonio King is somebody who everybody knows. Everybody knows he's a pillar in our community, and I can say, I love you, I appreciate you, I respect
Thank you. I love you too, Otis.
Definitely somebody, guys. He plays an intricate part in the community here in Chicago, and we're so very glad to have Mr. Antoine King.
Thank you, Otis.
Antonio King is part of Fahrenheit Live 2020. Go on, Antonio.
Antonio was one of the first people, the only person for like 2 days that I knew that actually lived in Chicago for a period. I met him when I was living in St. Louis as a 19-year-old kid. So thank you.
So did you meet Antonio before you met me?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
He was in college, and I was dating Robin. And Anthony was a crazy Sally back in the day. You win.
Let's get Otis off the camera here. We got the commissioner and director waiting while you being a mess. Get off the camera.
Commissioner and director, I love you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the work that you are doing in our city. Kudos to you. I'm going to take a break and make me another beverage, okay? I'll be right back.
Bye.
So welcome to the program. Again, Liaison King, thank you so much for all your work. Director, I really appreciate looking at you every day. In the beginning, when you went into perfect English and in spectacular Spanish, making sure that all of our citizens were aware of COVID. So I'm going to direct the question to you first, Director. talk to us about what are the numbers for COVID-19 looking like as we persist into like almost the 5th month now with stay-at-home orders. Oh, you got to take us off mute, Director.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. Sorry. It helps when you can be heard, right? So unfortunately, yes, we are one of the leading states in the United States in terms of the number of cases. We've seen over 220,000 COVID cases in the state since the beginning of this pandemic. And unfortunately, that is coupled with over 7,000. We have 7,888 deaths as of today. So we have a staggering number of fatalities, a large number of cases. We continue to test to identify more cases. So we know that we have a problem here in Illinois, and we want to encourage people to get tested and obviously take all the precautions that we've been saying over and over again to try to keep ourselves as safe as possible and to interrupt the spread of this deadly disease.
So I understand that that number that you cited as far as fatalities are concerned, that is a statewide number, correct, Director?
That's correct.
All right. So that is a very scary number. So, but it looks like as it relates to other states that surround us, we're doing a lot better, it sounds like. Is that right, Director?
So we have, well, it depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
In terms of our positivity rates, unfortunately, we have been going up over time. And I know that other people are trying to get their rates down. So we started in a really good place after the stay-at-home order. And as we've opened up, we've seen, higher positivity and more cases. So we want to just make sure that we don't reverse all the progress that we made by kind of doing the important things like the 3 W's, washing our hands, wearing a face covering, and watching the distance, the 6 feet of distance that we always talk about.
Okay. Thank you for that. Commissioner, how are you today?
I'm well. Good seeing you
again. So can you talk to us from the perspective of the citywide? Talk to us a little bit about where we are citywide.
Yeah, sure. So we've had about 68,000 cases just here in the city of Chicago, and about 2,800 deaths just in the city, almost 5,000 in Cook County. So really, unfortunately, the bulk of the cases and the bulk of the deaths have been here in the Chicago and in the Cook County region. As Dr. Ezike said, we had this big spike in May. Like you go back to May, and in Chicago, we were seeing 1,000 cases a day. At this point in Chicago, we're down to about 340 cases a day. So that's progress. But the problem is those numbers are going up again and not down. And so we really want to turn that back around. At our best, we were down to under 200 cases a day here in Chicago. And so although we've made progress compared to where we were a few months ago, we're sort of not heading the right direction right now. And especially while the weather's warm, we really want people taking this seriously. And, like you heard, getting tested, keeping the distance, wearing the mask, all these things that we know really work are especially important. And if you don't mind, I'll also just highlight that we're especially concerned about communities of color here in Chicago. So we're about, a little over 30% Black, 30+% white, 30+% Latinx, but about 47% of our cases have been in Latinx. So almost half the cases right now are in Latinx Chicagoans. And where you look at deaths, about 43% have been in Black Chicagoans. So really disproportionately seeing cases in Latinx Chicagoans and unfortunately seeing deaths in African Americans. So really, as Antonio King is always, helping us really make connections with LGBTQ folks, but we're especially also thinking about, communities of color and wanting to make sure that messaging and resources are getting out. So at the Chicago Department of Public Health, every week we look and see where in the city are we seeing spikes, are we seeing surges, and we're pushing testing, pushing resources, pushing messaging. But I really want to make sure that folks are kind of hearing this and making sure that we're getting that good information out to everybody.
So in no way are we out of the woods. We still have a fight to go, it sounds like, for the time being.
That's right.
Okay. So thank you for that. So I want to bring Antonio into this conversation. So Antonio, talk to us a little bit about at the city level, and director also, if you can chime in too. What are some of are we seeing any connection to LGBTQ folks? I know many of us in the gay community are often, many of us are living with HIV. Many of us have other precondition illnesses. Can you talk to us to see if you know if there's any data around LGBTQ of color and any type of overtures that we may see as it relates to COVID?
So now we don't have any specific data for LGBT persons of color specifically, but what we've been doing is working with those agencies, some of our delegate agencies and some that are not, such as Project Vita, Chicago Black Gay Men's Caucus, the Affinity, to target some of those populations of Black lesbians, Black HIV positive and Black HIV affected individuals who are being affected by the COVID stay-at-home kind guidances, and some of them who can't get to their therapists and such. So what we've been doing and hopefully I'm getting to your answer, is specifically working with those agencies that focus and spotlight on those particular populations, and working with our community engagement department as well as our violence prevention department, because what I found in the context that I'm getting is that a lot of our population is at home and experiencing depression. Some of them are in situations that have intimate partner violence that's been coming up because they're now quarantined or they're isolated, and a lot of things are going on. So what we've been doing is working towards helping to give resources to mental health situations, make sure that they're getting their medications, because a lot of them can't get to the doctor, so they're doing these virtual appointments that everyone is doing around the country. And when you're part of a population that's already marginalized and where there is already a mental health issue such as depression, anxiety, feelings of isolation, it triggers that reinfection of when you were first diagnosed. So we have been working.
I'm sorry.
So I'm saying, so we've been working with various agencies across the spectrum, not just our LGBTQ agencies, but a lot of our agencies like in Oakland, a lot of the agencies on the south and west sides, to make sure that our individuals have resources and support.
So Antonio, you bring up a really good point about mental health. And so just so you know, next week, we're going to do a program on mental health where we'll have Dr. Danielle Simmons, as well as some other folks talking about mental health and substance use, and particularly around the pandemic. I think many of us can definitely think about our lives in this epidemic, our own personal lives, and say, God, gee, something just isn't like sticking right. And so certainly I totally understand that. And we'll talk about that next week. Director, I want to give you an opportunity to hit at the question too. Director,
so as you mentioned, can you hear me? As you mentioned at the outset, we have people in the LGBTQ community who could also have comorbidities, as you referenced. We also have some concerns when there are people who aren't engaging in healthcare resources that are sensitive and culturally competent. And so if there's stigmatization, that people don't feel comfortable seeking out medical care, then you have a real barrier. And so those people might not even get diagnosed, might not get the right information so that they can get the appropriate care. So all of those are additional barriers that could cause worse outcomes for the LGBTQ community.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yes, absolutely. There's a whole lot we could say about cultural competency, whether it's on the LGBTQ side, whether it's racial equity and justice. Those are things that our project definitely works on. I'd love to have a conversation with you offline about that, Director. So thank you for keeping an eye out on that. We know that when organizations and institutions are not aware of the language, of the common language that people use around health, we know that those communities are at the greatest disadvantage of achieving great health outcomes. So thank you so much for bringing that up. With that being said, I do want to ask you about lately, there has been a lot of talk around funding equity as it relates to Black-led agencies and things of that nature. The African American AIDS Response Act. Are you able to give us any type of indication of where we are in that process right now? And for our viewers who don't know what that is the special fund in this state that was legislatively approved in, I think it was during the, I forgot his name, Blagojevich administration. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, what that looks like right now?
Yeah, so as you correctly stated, like it was legislatively mandated. Right now, there's no money in it. So we need the appropriation to be able to have some funds with which to do the work that it was intended to do. So everybody needs to reach out to their legislators and tell them, please put some money out there for this fund, because having a fund without having the actual funding, having the actual appropriation doesn't serve the mission. That
is a great call to action. So we heard the director. If we want that money filled for our communities, for Black-led organizations, we need to stand up and let our legislators know, hey, what's up with this fund? It doesn't matter if you're receiving services or not. Your friend may be, your loved one may be. And so that is really something that is important, that we make sure that we're civically engaged. So thank you so much for that. I know that we will be having later on in the program, a few weeks from now, we'll have Lamont Robinson, who I know has been a champion of that piece of legislation. Yeah. And we'll get him on the program and see where we are in the process then.
Anthony, may I throw something in there, Director? It's not so much about, as you stated, Anthony, it may be someone you know, but in this particular situation, as we're in COVID, this has been affecting everyone. And people who have had lucrative jobs and lucrative insurance are now having to get support services from agencies. So even if you don't think that it affects you, trust me, down the road, it may. So the human thing to do is to reach out to your legislator on behalf of your brother, on behalf of your neighbor. That could be you, but for the grace of God tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's beautiful, Antonio. Thank you for that reminder around civic engagement. I want to close out this conversation with a little bit of something. We as a constituency know that we are supposed to lean in, and that we are supposed to be good stewards of good government, right? And so I want to make sure that we also have the information, and you said one of those things already, I think, that we should call our legislators, so that way they know to appropriate the appropriate amount of money to the things that we need. What else can we as a community do to support you in your jobs?
So I would say,
let's start with you.
Yeah, I would say one thing just that hasn't come up yet, that when we're looking ahead to COVID, we're going to be in this for a long time, like at least another year, probably longer. And so much of this conversation and what our response is going to look like in Illinois is going to come down to vaccination. And when we've got a COVID vaccine available, making sure that people here in Chicago know that it's safe, know that it's effective, know that it's had all of the appropriate testing and trials that have been done, and making sure people really feel that it's for them, and that it's something that we really see people feeling confident that like they and their families should take this. And I'm worried, frankly, that we're going to develop a vaccine and we're not going to see good uptake of that, and we're not going to be able to get over COVID here in Chicago. So I think spreading the word, and we'll be putting out additional information both at the city and the state level, helping people know about what does it look like to speed up a vaccination process safely and effectively, getting that information out there, and then really having a real conversation about like, am I going to get that vaccine? And like making sure that that is part of the conversation right now, so it's not a lot of misinformation that sort of clouds that, because I am worried about that looking ahead.
And Dr. Arwady, I don't want to extend it. I mean, we are running a little short on time with this segment, but I want to make sure I really get folks' question answered. I've been all over the internet. I've been talking to friends, and what you're saying, girl, is great. That's what people are saying, right? But the real question really is, how do we know this for sure, doctor? We don't know this for sure. Guarantee us that nothing is going to happen crazy out of us taking a vaccine that was rushed through the process. I'm worried that it was rushed through the process. Let's just stay at home. I'm afraid. Talk to us about that real concern that people have.
Absolutely.
Dr. Awadi, before you answer that, guarantee us because we have to address one, why we have these issues and fears within the people of color communities and our history with public health and government health. And also because we have an administration who seems like they're more concerned with profit than people. So you have to address that before you can guarantee addressing that and then give us a guarantee, and it'll sound very authentic in that case.
Yeah, absolutely. And right. And this is, I wouldn't expect people to sort of say, yeah, I believe, what the government has to say on this. I think, you look at that history, you look at the history of, experimentation, frankly, you look at the history, especially with marginalized communities, whether that's people of color, whether that's LGBTQ folks, like there's not been, I think, a particularly good track record here, right? Like we should be honest about that. I think the way that
what I mean by that is that means that we cannot just take your word on it, because this didn't happen 200 years ago. This just happened 30 years ago with Tuskegee.
That's exactly right. And so, there's been, and Tuskegee's a little longer, but there's been a whole, this has been ongoing. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of things in this space. So for me, this is going to be a vaccine that will be universally available for everybody. And there's a lot of testing that's happening to make sure that it's safe for people of all different backgrounds, okay? There's folks of different ages, different race ethnicities. Like, we really need people to actually join some of those vaccine trials, even to make sure that this vaccine is safe. But before a vaccine comes to market, there are a whole series of really close monitoring that's done. And if there is any sign that there's bad side effects from a vaccine, it will not come to market, because a vaccine gets given to healthy people by definition. And so right now, we're just coming into what are called phase 3 trials, which are when you give this vaccine to actually thousands of people across the US, around the world, and you monitor very closely to make sure, are we seeing any bad side effects? Are we seeing any sign that it works or doesn't work in people from different backgrounds, different ages? And then before anything goes to market, you got to make sure it's safe and effective. And the way it's being sped up is not in this safety stuff. It's not in this effectiveness stuff. It's in things like they're paying right now to start making vaccine while the testing's going on, so that if the testing works out, you're ready to go with the vaccine. If your trial doesn't come to market, you're out of luck. But that, so the parts they're speeding up are really not the parts about it being safe, not the parts about it being effective, but the parts about manufacturing, and it makes it more expensive.
I want to bring back my co-host. He actually has a couple questions. I want to bring him back on. Dr. Ezeki, thank you so much for that, Commissioner. Dr. Ezeki, can you also give us some thought process around that as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we don't forget about the vaccine that has been out for a long time that people also need to take. We know influenza, flu is also going to be coming in just a few weeks to months. We're going to be dealing with, people getting sick with the flu. We haven't really seen what the combination of flu illness plus COVID illness will look like, but you can't think that it's going to be a good thing. So, we really want to make sure that people are getting that vaccination to try to minimize the number of people that have flu. We know that causes a lot of death, a lot of sickness as well. And you don't want to have a situation where somebody is ravaged by both viral illnesses at the same time. So we really have to be thinking about both of those vaccines, and knowing that the flu shot will be out earlier. We really need to concentrate on getting a lot of people to take that as well.
Okay, so we would certainly do our part. Otis, I know you had some questions.
I have a bunch of questions, but it is what it is. It is with this current administration. I don't know if I need no vaccine if he got anything to do with it. Case in point. But let me tell you this to our viewers. I just took a COVID test last Tuesday. It was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever experienced. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are afraid of the vaccine and don't want to go and take an additional vaccine. So what I'm doing, I'm staying, being social distancing. I don't want to have to take that test again. And I will not take a vaccine until it's been proven to be accurate, adequate enough and it is going to work. I don't want to be the first guinea pig.
Yeah, I'll be taking that vaccine as soon as it's approved. So will a lot of other people at the health department, making that point, because I shouldn't expect people to take something I'm not willing to take myself.
I'm with you when you're right. So I want, once you take it and I see the side effects and stuff, then I need you to call me if you're able to call me, and then I'll consider taking that vaccine.
You know he did. Dr. Arwadi, Director ZK, Liaison King. LG, are you still the director?
Will you tell people why you call me liaison?
Yes, Antonio King is the LGBTQ health liaison for the city of Chicago, and some may argue with the state too, Dr. ZK.
The governor has people.
Well, listen,
Thank you all so much for joining the program.
We want to thank you guys for being a part of Fahrenheit Live 2020. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for everything and all the work that you guys are doing and have done for the city and our community. Kudos.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
God bless you. God bless you.
Great job, you guys. You guys are doing a great work.
Thank you so much.
I mean, this is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do, Antoine. Come and look on the side. This is what we do.
You don't stop calling him Antoine.
I'm Antonio.
Oh my God.
Whatever. That was great. That was. Yeah, that was great. And people are jumping in. I shared the video to all of my fans, and they're coming in. So, okay. So real quick, before we jump into our next segment, let them know when we'll be back here again. Sally.
So asshole. Oops, I said it out loud. So no, we will be back next Monday at 7:00 Central Standard Time. On the show, we'll have Dr. Simmons. We'll be talking about mental health and substance use. That seems to be a lot of the conversation that I hear happening both online and when I go out into the community and hearing about all the different stories that are happening. That is something that we're going to talk about next week.
Oh, that's great. So you guys make sure you tune in next week. I'll be here. She'll be here. And our special guest will be here 7:00 right here on E3 Radio Live. We'll be here for Fahrenheit Live 2020. Let's move forward. Tell us what's going on next, Jay.
So is Ruffy with us?
I don't know. I'm not in that part of the area.
No.
Ruffy, are you there?
The producer sent us a wink, wink. I think they are. So I want to start this segment with talking about somebody that's very special with us here in the community. They've been in this community for over 25 years, came from New York City, a good friend of yours. And we have a clip that we want to show before we start with the lead into our next guest.
Impersonators for his party. And Thomas, you say that you did enter into a contract with the plaintiff, and you say that the impersonators were so bad that Luther Vandross looked like Sammy Davis Jr. on crack? Absolutely. Okay. All right, Otis, why don't you tell me why it is that you're here?
Well, Your Honor, back in April, I received a phone call from Mr. Hunt wanting to utilize my services and my company for a said show he was having in July.
And why would they want to utilize your services?
Because I'm the man to go to for entertainment here in Chicago in the impersonation field.
I disagree.
You're the man. You call me, sir. You disagree.
Because you were the one who we chose at that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you're the best deal in the city of Chicago. You're not the jack in the city of Chicago. What are you talking about?
There was other people he could have called.
Yes,
Miss Ruffin stuff to the program. How are you, Ruffy?
Oh, that's the enemy, honey.
Hey,
you need to turn your mic on, Ruff. Turn your mic on, baby.
See what the gig is. Am I on?
Hey,
Can you hear me?
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm simply amazing. I'm amazing.
I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far.
You don't have to go that far.
Okay, keep it. Otis. I'm not going to get into this with you.
I see they let you out of the tree. They let you out of the tree.
Again.
You ain't in the tree. Normally you're the rusty in the tree. But anywho, how are you, rough and stuff?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Look at me.
How are you? You guys.
You look great.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
Well, then you should know, honey. You should know you can look.
Okay, I this brother Bristerhood going on here.
Yeah, that's my Brister.
Come on, Anthony. Come on, Anthony.
How long have you all been friends? Tell us, how long have you all been friends?
Oh my God. Oh.
Well, Ruff and I, we started having about 20 years ago. I met him at Man's Country, and it went from there.
That is so shady. Oh, I think Thomas Hunt, you gotta take us off mute. We're on mute. We're on mute.
Am I on mute?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, where are we at? Okay.
So,
I don't know what the hell the deal is.
How long have you all been friends? He said he met you at Man's Country.
No, honey, look. But we go back to like the early 90s, like 89, 90. That's how long we've been friends. Yeah. That's how long. And
I heard that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, Ruffy's stealing internet, so it's kind of difficult.
Listen, he said he heard something. What did you say you heard, Anthony? And you got
I heard on the streets that y'all relationship kind of started kind of shady. Was that true?
Well,
did somebody put somebody?
Well, no, actually we were, huh? No, actually we were cool at one point, and then Otis wanted me fired one time from the clubhouse.
Did he pull an English?
Get her out of here.
Okay, so it looks like your mic is not working as well, but we're going to get you back on the program. I just wanted to have you on the program because we're sending you in the mail. It should be on its way if it's not there already. Thank you and enter you into the Fahrenheit Hall of Fame, Fahrenheit Honors. We want to really say to you that we really appreciate everything that you have done for us in the community from the early days of HIV/AIDS, where you are a profound person to speak to. You're also someone that has protected the community and making sure that violence is something that has been addressed with the Guardian Angels. So I want to say thank you on behalf of all of us who love you, who love to watch you every week, and we can't wait to get and see you again. And so
thank you so much.
Honors 2020.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you guys. And thank you for considering me. And thank you for talking to me and having me.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we hope to have you back on as an entertainer sometime soon.
Yeah. Do I need my wig and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Probably. We don't miss Ruff and stuff. Yeah. Thomas Hunt is cool. You cool.
Yeah, but they don't want Thomas Hunt. They want Miss Ruffus.
And I accidentally posted your picture in my stories on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a lot of blow-ups. I'm being loved. And I looked up and I had Joe face up and people were loving it. So absolutely handsome, absolutely wonderful, great person to know.
I love you. I love you. Love you all.
I love you too, honey. He's all right, honey.
Don't get your glasses broke.
Don't get your wig shifted either, honey. So do you see yourself coming back on stage? Do you miss the stage life? I mean,
I do. I do.
You do like 4 or 5 shows a week. So
and let me tell you something. And when you ain't doing all those shows, your pockets show it. Let me tell you that. Mm-hmm. Your pockets show it. That bank account is baby.
But I told you how to put up money for rainy days and stormy Mondays.
You know I do. I always say the coin.
Real quick, we do have a little bit of time. Could you talk to us a little bit about what your ideal is around saving money? I found that very interesting, Thomas. Could you talk to me? Well, most of you all are really good at that. But Thomas, you have an interesting kind of style, and I want talk too much about it.
I've always believed that no matter where you work and how much you work, a portion of what you earn is yours to keep.
Right.
So there's something that you should put away for rainy days, for emergencies. And every time I work, every show I've done, every time I've gotten a coin, a portion of that goes to be saved and is put away for me or for emergencies. And who knew COVID would hit us the way it has? And when it did, I'm cool. I'm fine because I have saved and I prepared myself. But I never knew that this would happen. And I wasn't.
So somebody's making fun of you. Ryan is saying that you on free Wi-Fi. So we're gonna wrap it. So we're gonna wrap this up. But I think we get the notion of what you're saying. So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for joining the program, Thomas.
I love you guys, and thank you so much for having me. Love you.
So we've come to oh, shut up. Oh, good.
I mean, I was doing sign language for her, honey, because we couldn't understand nothing she was saying. It was almost like those numbers she be doing.
Okay. So anyway, let's so I would say thank you to everyone for joining in. For the people who watch it after it has streamed, thank you so much for watching this. We will be on next week.
What you had to do.
Oh, okay. And I just want to, I made a mistake. I want to throw it over to our producer, Jace, to talk to us a little bit about E3 Radio a little bit. I was about to wrap up the show, but I forgot that we had one more other thing to do.
Yeah, Jay, just look at him.
I'm sorry, Jace. Shame, right?
Knocks me off my feet. Lord.
All right. Well, thank you all for having us power this show tonight. It was a great episode and just love the commentary here. So I'm Jace Smith, Jace William, and I am the curator of music on E3 Radio, Queer Radio Done Right. We are a Chicago-based radio station, but you can plug in with us at e3radio.fm. So we play queer and independent music in high rotation, and you can find out a little bit more about our program watching this quick commercial. And then we'll be right back to close out with Journey Ray.
Oh, she gonna sing again?
Everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. This has been extremely amazing, and I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much, Jace, for inviting me to do this. So the last song that I'm going to sing is a song that I wrote a very long time ago. It's called Genderfuck. There's my dog in the background. Just don't pay attention to her. But it's called Genderfuck, and it's basically a song about how I feel straight people see masculine lesbians and feminine gay men. When you see her, do you stare? Do you call her a date? Is it really your jealousy? 'Cause she's with someone you think you'd like. Is it your ignorance because you don't understand why, as crazy as it seems, she would want to look like a man? What is it that makes you turn and flee? Are you afraid of her? Is that why you hate on me? We feel, we hurt, we love, we bleed. And if you take one closer look, you're not much different from me. Yeah. When you see him, do you stare? Do you call him a faggot? Do your ignorance. He wants a man, not a child. Those two words aren't synonyms. Homosexual and pedophile. What is it that makes you turn and flee? Are you afraid of him? Is that why you hate on me? We feel, we hurt, we love, we bleed. And if you take one closer look, you're not much different from me. What gives you the right to call us out our names? Yeah. What gives you the right to treat us inhumane? What is it that makes you turn and flee? Are you afraid of us? Afraid of us? Is that why you hate on me? We feel, we hurt, we love, we believe. And if you take one closer look, you're not much different from this gender. Oh no, no. Said you're not much different from me. Yeah. Said if you take one closer look, you're not much different from me. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. Make sure y'all tune in next week.